guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alexandria, and I know it has been a long time since I recorded my last update. There's just been so much going on with this pregnancy and the holidays and me just not feeling well or just not having the energy to film. So here I am. So I just wanted to make this video to kind of go between pretty much most of my second trimester I missed. So this video will be a pregnancy update for weeks 21 through 29 of my twin pregnancy, and then I'll make a new video more current of where I currently am within the pregnancy right after this one. So I suppose this is just kind of catching up with all the stuff that's kind of been going on, just so I have memory of it, and for anyone who is interested, then this will also, kind of let you know what happened between here and there. But other than that, suppose we can go ahead and get started. So I want to start off by saying, like, a lot has changed. When I say a lot, like, a lot has changed. I went from, just having the mild aches and things from the stretching to just just constantly being in pain, constantly having an attitude, or just uncomfortable, and it's just been so much that has changed within this pregnancy. Don't get me wrong, I didn't think that this was going to be easy in any way. However, I was kind of referencing my pregnancy with my daughter, which was like 11 years ago. I was really thinking that I would be fine this pregnancy, forgetting the fact that it's two babies, and not only just two babies, but two like big babies. So I feel like all of that was sidetracked. That, and like I watch YouTube a lot, so I feel like me watching other people's videos, everyone was always like, so, oh, this pregnancy is beautiful, and X, Y, and Z, and this is amazing, and I feel them move, and all this other stuff. And really, like, I feel like there's just a lot of dishonest people on YouTube, because the further I got along in my pregnancy, the harder it got. And I kept waiting for this boost of energy that I was going to get back, and I never got it. Even till this day, I never got that energy back. And I just, I'm now at the point of the pregnancy where, I'm so close to the end, and I just can't wait to see their faces and hold them. And that's my motivation day to day, like knowing that I can truly do this no matter what's going on, and, just kind of go with the flow. So just symptom wise, I haven't had headaches or anything like that. Really from week 21 on. I'd say week 20 was really the last time that I had an issue with headaches. I'm sure there has been like a few times, probably I would say no more than like 3 between week 21 and 29, where like I had a headache, but even then it was only like a mild headache and not anything too severe where I had to lay down or anything like that. Well, not that I can remember, at least. So I would say most of, headache wise, that kind of went away from me. What did start happening, I believe in my last video, I was telling you guys about the stretching or the quick pulls or pops of pain that was happening at the top of my stomach. So probably the day after that, I was at work and just sitting down, and they started coming more frequently, and they were getting stronger. So to the point where like I actually got scared, and I called my doctor. So I had to go in, and there was nothing. Nothing was really happening. So I don't know about you guys, but like for me, one of the most frustrating things is me feeling and knowing that something doesn't feel right, and then when I go to the doctor, they're like, oh no, everything's fine, you're good. So like for me, that's very frustrating. So that's pretty much what happened. And right after literally like that day, me coming home from the doctor, my husband ordered me a belly support band. And before I asked my doctor, do you think this is something that would benefit? And, holding the weight and all this other stuff. And she's like, no, I don't think that's anything that has ever really proven to help. And I am here to say that that was not true for my case, because I got the band and I started wearing the band. I will definitely say, like, there is some adjustment time, really, that I think it's more so the babies in your body need to wearing the support band, because it doesn't really smush them, but it's like picking up the babies, and with them already being low, it just feels different. But in result, like, it was life. Like, I wore that belly support band until I needed a bigger size, and then I got a bigger size, and now they're like, I can't wear it anymore. But I did wear it up until probably about, I was wearing it full time, literally, like, from the moment my feet hit the floor, until like from 21 to 28 consistently. And then 29, I had to start taking it off and giving the babies room and resting myself and my back and all that stuff, because then I started having really, really bad back pain. But other than that, the support band was definitely like A1, like my go-to. Forever grateful that my husband was like, you know what, I'm just gonna order it, we're gonna try it and whatever. But it definitely worked for me. In between just carrying the weight of the babies and just all the stretching and all the other stuff that was going on, it was definitely what I needed in order to be able to function. Now, what really took a toll on me, really from 21 to even now, I have had the biggest issue with my blood sugar, so much so they even had me come in earlier to do the glucose test, because they thought that I might have gotten gestational diabetes. So what was happening was, I would wake up and I would still follow my regular routine, wake up, get ready for work, make my lunch, and then eat lunch either out the door or sit down and eat lunch before I went to work, depending on what I had time for. But it had come to the point where just waking up, like, I would be nauseous getting downstairs, lightheaded, can't make it down the stairs. My husband had to drive me to work a few times. I had to miss work a few days, had the hardest time keeping my blood sugar regular. I tried eating more food before I went to bed. I tried so many things, and it was really, really bad. It was really scary, because it would happen to me literally like at the drop of a dime. Like, I would be fine. I would, be walking, or matter of fact, we were in Walmart one time, and I was fine and walking around, and we were, getting whatever we need to get, and then it just hit me. Like, I couldn't see straight. I got really hot. It was just really, really scary. And when it came to I guess what I would say is, I really had to figure out what it was I needed to eat. So before, I was craving a lot of sweets and things like that. So that's what I was eating. And then I was still eating a lot of regular foods. However, not enough, because it was just really bad. I had a really hard time. So I had to get these little glucose tabs. And my doctor okayed it, but this is what they are. They're little glucose tabs, but this is what I had to take. And literally the moment that I get up, I had to take half of these. I only take half, but I have to eat half of these, half of those, and drink a protein drink the moment I open my eyes. And then still go downstairs and make food and eat the food and eat every 2 hours. Like, really just got really frustrated with the whole process because even doing, they had me come in for blood work, and even going in and having that blood work done, everything came back that I was fine. Like there wasn't anything wrong. They said my iron was a little low, but at the time they weren't, it wasn't anything to be concerned about. But yeah, like it was just really bad. And me constantly feeling like that, not having energy, lightheaded, sick, like it made me nauseous. And no matter where I was, like I felt like I had to lay down, otherwise I was going to pass out. That's how bad it was, because it would get really dark. I couldn't see, and it was just a very, very scary experience every time it happened. And I would just like be on the floor or on the couch or wherever I found to lay. I would just have to lay down until it got better. Because before I got those, my doctor, actually the doctor that I work for, is the one that actually recommended these glucose tab drink things. And then once I got those, then that would work within like a matter, I would say honestly within a matter of like 10 to 15 seconds, opposed to me eating food. Then I'll have to wait for the food to digest and all that other stuff. Then I would feel like that until the food truly got into my system. So I would definitely say that those have been a lifesaver. And I really don't know what in the world I would have done without those, because I struggled really, really bad. Moving on from that, I found that I was very, very irritable within my second trimester, and it was not good. And no matter how hard I would like try to be nice or patient, or like I just had a really hard time with it. And I'm so thankful my husband's been so patient, because yeah, like I would just be really mean and then be like, get over here and love me. Like I need love. But it's really hard. Like I have heard people say, ooh, pregnancy hormones, this, that, and the third. But then I'm like, yeah, whatever. That's not. But no, I struggle. Like I struggle so hard with it. Even with me being self-aware, like it would be to the point where like I'm self-aware that I shouldn't say certain things or I shouldn't do certain things. But then it's just like, it would be like at the back of my head, like, why did it, well, why did that happen? Or why did, it would just literally like play over and over and over again. And I would be so frustrated. Like I would literally have to take a nap, like a whole nap. Like I would have to take a nap in order to get myself together. Because otherwise, like, yeah, like I don't, like, I don't know, like it's so frustrating. But I'm just being 100% honest. Like I could not keep my emotions under control. I would say now that I'm nearing to the end, I'm more like irritable, just because like I'm nearing the end, and there's just been so much going on. There's just been so much going on. So now I'm getting closer to the end. I feel like I have a better tame on things opposed to that second trimester, because that was like really, really, really hard. So that was definitely different for me. So beware. Just beware. I also, nearing the end of my second trimester, I had to change up my work schedule. It didn't have really affected like the last 2 weeks, I think it was for yeah, about the last 2 weeks. It really didn't matter because we had the holidays anyway. But I had to cut back on work, which really stinks because I do like working. Like I feel like I always have to be doing something. I don't really want to be sitting at home, but I had to cut back on work. So I went from working 7:45 to 5, well, 7:45 to 4:30, to 7:45 to 2, which has definitely helped. Now I'm on a little bit of a different work schedule, but I'll talk about that in my next update. But yeah, I had to cut back because I found that it just really wasn't worth it. No matter how bad I wanted to be at work, it just really ended up not being beneficial for me. Just being in the upright position for that long. I think like right before the holiday, or maybe like a week or two before the holiday is like Thanksgiving and Christmas, before those holidays, or no, I apologize, Christmas and New Year's, before those holidays started, it was like Monday, like I was at work, and like by the time I got home that Monday, I could not feel my legs. Like I was in so much pain. Everything hurt. And I just told my husband, like, listen, I can't do this anymore, because it's just the worst feeling ever. So yeah, so then my doctor is very amazing. Like she's very flexible, and honestly, like she's amazing. Like I wouldn't want to work for anybody else. She's so understanding. She's so flexible. So yeah, so I had to change my work schedule. And then another issue that really became a big problem was my sciatic nerve. Initially, I would say like from the beginning of the pregnancy, like the first trimester, second trimester, that transition period, I kind of had hints of what a pain with the sciatic nerve feels like, but it was just the right side, but it wouldn't be a consistent, like typically once it started hurting, then I can lay down and, you know, rest for a little bit and then it would go away. But when I tell you the second trimester, every time I would get up or walk or think about walking or think about breathing, it would hurt. And it went from just being the right side to being the right and the left side. And there, of course, wasn't anything the doctor could do. And they always tell you, oh, you can take Tylenol, you can take Tylenol, you can take Tylenol. But I'm really not about taking any more medicine than I have to, you know, that I have to put in my body. So that was really bad. Like it was really hard. And in videos that I've watched other women, it was touched on slightly, but I've never heard anyone have as much of a problem as I had with mine, or hint that they've had as much of a problem as I have with mine. But mine was really an issue. So I'm not saying this would be the same for everyone, but just to be 100% honest, mine definitely kicked it up like 1,000 notches because it was really bad. Like, and what makes me smile about it is like, I would have this really weird walk in trying to continue to function through this pain, that my husband would crack different kinds of jokes, you know, trying to lighten the mood and make me smile and all the other stuff. But like, it hurt really bad. So that was definitely another big notch that came with the second trimester. Another thing was like, prior to being pregnant, I've never experienced acid reflux or heartburn or anything like that. Never experienced it a day in my life. And then literally it hit me like a brick wall. Like one day I was standing there and I was like my throat burns. My throat burns really bad. And actually, I don't think it really made me realize it was happening until my doctor recommended that I incorporate like Powerade and Gatorade into my diet, or into, you know, what I drink throughout the day. And when I tell you, like, I was like, every time I drink this, it makes my throat hurt. So I just stopped drinking it thinking, you know, it'll go away, or my special self even drink more of it. Like, okay, this will help. And then one day my husband looked at me, he was like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, my throat burns. And he's like, what? And I'm like, you know, like the inside of my throat, like it burns real bad. Like I need some help. My throat burns. And then of course he explained to me like what that was. So we went to the store, got Tums. And then that worked honestly for maybe 2 or 3 weeks. And I just took it as I needed it, until it didn't work. And then on one of my visits with my doctor, I told her about it, and then she recommended that I take Zantac, because it's something that could really come to be an issue. And even now, it's something that I have to take twice a day. So I take it in the morning and I take it at night, because otherwise it gets worse. Like, it's progressive and it gets worse, and the coughing and yeah, no. Like, it gets really bad if I don't take it. So that has definitely been something that I have had to incorporate in my day-to-day within this pregnancy. My doctor's appointments, they have continued to be every 2 weeks, except once within the doctor's office, they have a twin protocol. So I think it was about probably like the day after, around like Thanksgiving-esque time. No, probably like December-esque. I don't know. But as you guys know, I have been having doctor's appointments every 2 weeks the whole pregnancy, and then at one point I even had every week, but every 2 weeks. So they were trying to get me, but I was going in on my odd weeks, but their twin protocol is at a certain point they start seeing you every 2 weeks on even weeks. So there was one time where I got to go wait 3 weeks before I had another doctor's appointment, just so I can kind of get on the right schedule. But that was, it was fine. Like, it was weird, but it was fine. And then I continued to have the growth. I've had a growth ultrasound. So on 26 weeks, baby A was 2 pounds 3 ounces, and baby B was 1 pound 12 ounces. So they were really big, and we're not supposed to be that big. I think at 26 weeks, they're supposed to be like just getting to a pound or just getting to 1.5 pounds. And both of my babies were already past that kind of set weight. But they were still close within growth percentile, so the doctor wasn't worried about it or anything like that. We just kind of knew what we already knew, like they're gonna be big babies. And I had been keeping track of my fundal height, I think it is, but that's just a lot to kind of cram within this one video. But I've always measured ahead as expected because I have twins, but considerably so, kind of where my body is feeling, what a woman with one baby could kind of reference within her pregnancy. But anyhow, that's to be expected. But yeah, I've continued to gain weight. There was one point where, I've just continued to gain weight, but I'm very happy that I'm all belly. Like, I'm all belly. Honestly, I'll insert some pictures of kind of that I have within the transition, 21 to 29 weeks. I don't have a lot because me not feeling well and just not having the energy, I kind of don't have as many pictures as I would like to have, but I do have some nice pictures that I can insert to kind of give you an idea. But yeah, I would say that's it for this little update to kind of bring you where I am within my pregnancy now. So I'll do one more video to do the last 2 weeks that I've just had, and I think that would be it. Yeah, thank you guys for coming and checking me out, and I hope you guys have had a great holiday and a good start to the new year. Bye.